And now let's take a look at the nominees for Sound Factual.
Sound Factual.
This young female seems nervous. She senses other rhinos close by. A mother appears from the shadows with her calf.
Kate Hopkins, Tim Owens, Graham Wild, Africa Kalahari.
Tentatively, they greet one another.
In his frantic chase, with the gondolier's cries echoing down the canals,
Patrick Boland, Mike Hatch, Rowan Jennings, Paul Paragon, Britain's Endgame.
It still sends a shiver down my spine whenever I hear it.
I didn't know who David Bowie was, but I did know this was the whitest man I've ever seen. I'm not talking about white like pink. I'm talking about translucent white. And then he had orange hair.
Rowan Jennings, Karl Mainzer, Adam Scourfield, David Bowie, 5 years.
Orange. And he was about 98 pounds. I'm talking about thin. I mean, he was freaky. At one point, I told him, man, and this is, I have to excuse the language, you look like shit, man. You need some food. You need to come to my house.
On the edge of the Atlantic lies a world of rock and water.
Ben Peace, Kate Hopkins, Tim Owens, Hebrides, Islands on the Edge.
Wind-scoured and rugged, yet full of grace and beauty.
Freddie Clare, Graham Kirkman, John Rogerson, Richard Addis, David Attenborough's Natural History Museum Alive 3D.
There were several different species of moa, but this one was the biggest.
BAFTA goes to Rowan Jennings, Karl Mainzer and Adam Scourfield for David Bowie 5 Years.
Thank you very much. To be honest, I had nothing prepared. I really didn't expect to win. Thank you to the BBC, thank you to David Bowie, and thank you to Francis Waitley, who I think is the most inclusive director that I think I've ever come across. And thank you very much to Louis Caulfield, who I think is one of the most talented cameramen I've ever come across as well. And also thank you to these two that made everything sound good. Thank you.
Likewise, thank you. And thanks to Jed, who's the editor, by the way, who gave us something to mix. No, I think the editors are kind of, you know, they put so much kind of work into placing the sound, and you know, it's half of their work that we get to mix such amazing sound. Thank you, Jed. That's it. Sorry.
Have to thank the wife and the children, obviously. Thank you.
Sorry. Thank you, Sarah.
What was the hardest thing when you're trying to capture the essence of David Bowie, when you're going and kind of like creating a show like this?
I think it's the time. I think it was a film about 5 periods in his life that were quite crucial. So whatever, you know, capturing the sound or post-producing the sound, you have to make it sound like it's part of that period, 71, 75, 83, whatever. So you have to use your skills to put the viewer in that place and time. And I think
it needed to sound like a whole Bowie track, didn't it, in itself?
I think so. I think, you know, I was wondering why the fuck would we won this over like Dave and Attenborough? But it's okay. There's crucial elements to the film. Maybe why it won, and it's probably down to creating an atmosphere within a documentary.
There was lots of different sourced material from different periods in Bowie's, you know, record from old recordings to present day recordings of interviews, etc., that needed all to be gelled and made sound like they were one continuous thing, like a music track,
Yeah.
effectively. So.